Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing the YouTube Pagan Challenge and it is the ABCs of Paganism. And today I'm on letter B, which I've decided to do books. And specifically the distinction between good books and bad books. So there are 1,000,001 pagan books out there. I would say 70% of those are 101. Paganism 101, Wicca 101. They never get any deeper than the basics. And sadly, these are some of the worst books because they tend to be really inaccurate. They tend to be very historically inaccurate. They rely on cultural appropriation and westernizing or bastardizing concepts, like especially Far Eastern and Indian concepts that don't really exist or didn't really exist in ancient pagan religions. So, for example, karma is not how we think about it in the West. But every book, every one book I've ever read has talked about karma. And it just doesn't exist in the way that we are told that it is. So I'm going to show you two examples of really bad books. And my books just fell over. Hold on. Okay. These books actually are going to get purged in the next move because I just can't have them in my life anymore. The first one is by Ash, Oak, and Thorn, Modern Celtic Shamanism. I don't like any book that uses shamanism in relation to European pagan religions. Shamanism is not a concept that was I'm trying to think of how to word this. Shamanism wasn't a concept that was a part of early European religion. Not in this capacity anyway. And DJ Conway is not the best. I have a couple more of her books that are also getting purged, and they're just super inaccurate. Every single one of her books, she references her older books in the bibliography. I don't like that. There's not a whole lot of, any academic or historical works in her bibliography. It's all really basic. It's all really inaccurate as far as actual Celtic history, actual Irish history. It's really far off. So this is getting purged. As I throw it. Hate it. This is another one. This is Celtic Myth and Magic by Dane McCoy. And again, I have the same problem. I have a note. I've tried to read through this like 1,000,001 times, and it just... Oh my god, this is so old. I'm using I put an old pen name in here. Jesus. But yeah, I mean, it was so bad that I've just lost interest and just started coloring the pages. But I mean, it's the same issue. It's just not a lot of good, accurate information. It's a very historically inaccurate book. So, as far as okay books that are more... I can't get a hold of my books. Okay, that are more well-researched, or at least, aren't as culturally appropriative as those ones. I do really like Magical Household by Scott Cunningham and David Harrington. Most of this is just rituals and spells, and there's not a whole lot about religion in this one. My cat just made a really weird sound downstairs. Another okay book is The Spiral Dance by Starhawk. I think. Do you hear that? That's the cat's running around downstairs. Again, it's somewhat appropriative. It's definitely one of those read it with a big old grain of salt type books. It has a lot of decent information. If you are new to paganism, I do recommend reading this one. You also have to remember that this particular copy, let me see if I can find the date. It says 1979. I don't think this is a copy from 1979, but I believe it was originally published in 1979. And I don't think it's been revised, so it's out of date. Same thing with a lot of Scott Cunningham books. While they're good introductions, he died in 1994, so he's not the most up-to-date of the pagan authors. Another okay book is Urban Primitive. I think I have a full review on this channel of this book, and this is by Raven Caldera and Tannen Schwartzstein, and it's okay. There's definitely parts where it's like they really have the opinion that all pagans just want to live in forests, and that if you have to live in the city, this is how you get by. But we all know we want that cottage meadow house, that, that fairy tale cottage, but which kind of bothers me because I enjoy living in a city. I like all the chaos of cities, so that's an okay book. If you really want to understand the religion of ancient religions, like old Roman religion, Greek religion, Celtic religion, it's important to understand the people. So for good books, I would suggest something like this one. Roman Women, Their History and Habits by J.P.V.D. Ballston. I don't know why we have that many names. Why couldn't you just, use first and last name? But, whatever. And this is an academic. This was definitely used for at least, I would say, a 200 or 300 level class, possibly an honors class. I feel like this is a book that my history professor would assign for us. And I've just started it, but I can already tell, I already know that this is going to be a good, accurate, well-researched book about, ancient Roman society through women. Through the culture, you understand the religion better. Another book that I recommend, or will recommend, is something like this. A History of Private Life, and this is from Pagan Rome to Byzantine. It's Paul Verne, editor, and author Goldhammer, translator. And it's written by Felipe Reyes, George Dubey. They're the general editors. So this is all, again, this is a history book. I know this is a history book because somebody's name is in it. No, they didn't write in it, though. They just put their name in it. But again, this is a course. This is, a 300 level college course book where you sit through and you read certain sections and you write academic papers. This is a well-researched book. And I'm not saying that we shouldn't have Paganism 101 books and spell books and all of that. That's fine. If that's your gig, that's your gig. What I am saying is always be critical of what you read, because far too often we have people who read, one Silver Ravenwolf book and think they're the most powerful beings in the world. And then we, the older, more experienced, more learned pagans, end up having to knock them down a few notches and explain why they're wrong, and then they get really bitchy about it. And I'm really tired of people spreading false information. I know it's the internet and that's never gonna not be a thing, but as a pagan community, one dumb pagan, and I know this is gonna sound harsh, but one stupid person screaming is louder than all of us, talking and being like, no, we don't know, that's inaccurate. And we just need to be more helpful to the newbies to get them on the right path toward better books. There are some great pagan books. I do not have any of them. I think they're all in storage, actually. I don't know why these ones made it onto the bookshelves and the other ones didn't. I was just looking to see if I could see anything, but there are some great pagan books, and there are some bad ones, and we need to be more vocal about dissuading people when looking at bad books, and get more good books. And more people need to write good books. Someone just needs to go through Scott Cunningham's entire catalog and update it and rewrite it so that it's more accurate and less appropriative. But I guess that's all for today. I hope everyone has a great day, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.